All these guards were strangers who wouldn't recognize their dead princess even if they could believe she'd come back.
"Wherever you're headed, girl, you've taken a wrong turn."
One of the guards advanced on her, weapon still drawn.
"This here is the castle of the royal house of Ahdieh."
Will stiffened her posture. "I need to speak with the Queen."
"The Queen does not receive visitors,"
another guard said. "She'll see me," Will said. "I'm her daughter."
"The Queen doesn't have any daughters,"
the guard said, and the words lanced through her. She was prepared to be a dead girl, but to not exist at all. Will's eyes were drawn to the light shining through Owen's bedroom window. It was such a familiar sight, and it flooded her with warmth and the notion that she was home. The feeling was darkened by the reminder that Owen could not be there, spending all hours of the night reading as he often had, his brow furrowed, his intelligent eyes burdened. He was gone. "Listen," Will said.
"Who's out there?"
Baren's voice came from the darkness behind the gate.
"Guards? Who are you talking to?"
Her brother approached the metal bars, and it was an effort for Will not to gasp at what she saw. Baren, second in line for the throne after Owen, had never possessed softness in his features. He had their mother's blue eyes, but none of their kindness. Still, when Will had seen him last, he had at least looked like the young man he was. Now, despite his royal dress, he looked no better off than the starving denizens in the slums of the port capital. His eyes were sunken and dark. His straight blonde hair had grown scraggly and taken over the frame of his face. His cheeks were gaunt. His back was hunched as though he were carrying something heavy around his shoulders. He stared straight at Will, and then through her.
"This girl is claiming to be the princess, Your Majesty," the guard said. "Impersonating the royal family is a high crime. What would you have us do with her?"
Will's breath hitched. "Your Majesty." Baren raised the latch and staggered through the gate. He stared at Will, and she narrowed her eyes as she returned his scrutiny.
"This girl right here," Baren said, sweeping his arm in gesture. "You mean to tell me that you see her? My little sister's ghost? You see her too? She appears to be living, Your Majesty."
"Your Majesty." She hadn't misheard then. Confusion and worry struggled for dominance, but she pushed all of it away. She had to get past Baren and speak to the Queen before she would believe anything. Baren laughed.
"She comes here most nights, sits atop the spires or hides under my bed and whispers while I'm sleeping so I'll have nightmares. She's a ghost."
"Baren," Will said, and at the sound of her voice he went still and silent. "I need to speak to Mother. Where is she?"
"You—"
He unsheathed his sword and brought its point to her chin.
"I told you not to come back here, and you tell Owen and Papa to stay away too. I'm king now. Return to your grave."
"I am not a ghost," Will said firmly, not allowing herself to hear the rest of his words. "And if I were, what good do you think your sword would be?" He sank the blade into her flesh and drew it back slowly, coaxing a thin, bleeding line under her chin. She shuddered with pain, but didn't move. The young king held the blade before his face for inspection, and his eyes grew wide with hysteria as blood dripped from its edge. His breaths came loud and fast.
"No,"
he said.
"You're not my sister. My sister is dead. She drowned."
"That isn't true. Baren, listen to me."
"You're a trick."
He brandished his sword anew, angling it at her chest.
"You're a lookalike sent by my enemies to destroy me."
In a fluid motion, she unsheathed the dagger at her thigh. The sleep serum would be more merciful than the guns at either hip. She didn't trust herself to shoot at him and not hit anything vital. She had already killed one brother. He lunged at her, and she dodged the blow for her heart, holding out her dagger and letting his own momentum work to her advantage as the arched blade tore through his skin. He staggered back, startled. The guards came forward with a clatter of guns, but Baren held up his hand to stay them. He regarded Will.